Good morning, gamers! It's been a while since I've done a Reddit video, hasn't it? Welcome back! By the time of recording this, it's Halloween, so happy late Halloween! But yeah, welcome back! Yeah, it's been a while since I've done a Sonic Reddit video, and it's been a while since I've done a Sonic related video at all. I've been pretty occupied with doing Final Fantasy content, and now with the Mario Marathon, yeah, it's been kind of hard to do Sonic content. But we're back now. Of course, shout out to r/moonpissing for these disgusting hot takes. So, how do I say it? Let's go! Sonic Prime's version of Sonic isn't a bad representation of his character. I'm of the opinion that Sonic fans are allergic to giving him any meaningful flaws, and his growth as a character is satisfying to watch. Sonic has been static, relatively unchanged relatively unchanged character for years. So seeing character growth from him is nice for a change. My main issue with Sonic Prime's depiction of Sonic is that he's so annoying. He acts like a child. There's no reason why people call this show the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse Multiverse Special. It's like Sonic is he doesn't act like Sonic. You know, I know that Sonic is a static character, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Sonic has always been a static character. I don't mind Sonic having flaws. My main issue is that when those flaws are super annoying and super stupid. The thing is, Sonic is supposed to be annoying. Yes, to his enemies. He's a little shitter. He's annoying to his enemies and he's always rage baiting them. Look at people like Eggman or Eraser Jin. He's always rage baiting them. But when this show, the main issue with this show is that he's not annoying to the characters. Well, he is annoying to the characters, but most importantly, he's annoying to us. And that's my major complaint with Sonic Prime's depiction of Sonic, is that he's annoying. He acts like a child. Oh, but Sonic is a teenager! I don't give a fuck! He's still annoying. But still, different boats for different floats, I guess. I've never been a fan of Sonic in this show. Actually, I'm not a fan of many characters from this show. The only good character in this whole show is Shadow, because he's the only one that's actually locked in for the story. Sonic is he's just stupid for majority of the show, and I don't like him at all. So I don't agree with this take, but I guess, you know, if you like it, you like it. Amy's modern characterization is a natural consequence of her growth in SA1, and her depictions in SA2 and Heroes was a regression. Her personality is underdeveloped though. You get most of her character across by saying she is the girl one. I hate to say this, but you're kinda right. Okay, maybe not Sonic Adventure 2, because I still feel like in Sonic Adventure 2 she's done really well. In my opinion, the best characterization of Amy is in Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. Maybe the classic comics, maybe classic Amy, because I actually really like classic Amy. But from Sonic Heroes and onwards, oh my god, she's either really annoying. I'm sorry to all Amy fans. Please, Amy fans, don't kill me. I know how you guys are. This is just my opinion. But I do find Amy kind of annoying. But I prefer her being annoying than not having a character at all. Because even though Amy is kind of annoying, I still kind of enjoy her character sometimes. But nowadays, Amy is just a nothing character. As for you saying that Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes was a regression, I would argue that it started with Sonic Heroes with the whole Sonic, there's no way ever marry me, and the why did I say it like that? But it started kind of like that, and I feel like her character assassination really started in Sonic Free Riders, where she's just mean for no reason at all. I mean, I know she's supposed to have some kind of an edge, and you know, she has this attitude sometimes, but oh my god, she was never mean-spirited like she was in Sonic Free Riders. And then from then on, she's just been a nothing character in games like Sonic Generations. what does she even do? She doesn't do anything. In Sonic Lost World, nothing. And then Sonic Boom came around, and we all kind of liked her there because she was somewhat of a new character. But then the games took her personality from Sonic Boom and just made that her personality for the rest of the games. Because in Sonic Forces, she's boring. In Sonic Frontiers, repeating the same character arc from Sonic Adventure 1 and 2. She's boring. In the IDW comics, if it's not written by Ian Flynn, she's great. If it's written by Ian Flynn, oh my god. If it isn't Classic Amy written by Ian Flynn, holy crap, it's horrible. But Evan Stanley, oh my god, I love how Evan Stanley writes Amy. Like, she's the best writer for Amy, in my opinion. Yeah, shout out to Evan Stanley. You're the best in my opinion. I don't want to sound like those typical Twitter users that likes to hype up some writers and then downplay some other writers, because that's really a dick move. But I feel like I like Evan Stanley's depiction of Amy more than I like Ian Flynn's. I'm sorry, I just find Ian Flynn's Amy to be pretty boring. But as for your take, I kind of agree. Sorry if this was a tangent on Amy as a character, but like, I feel like I had to, sorry. The only good Rouge voice is from Sonic Adventure 2 and Sonic Heroes. I'm willing to agree. Yeah, you heard me. I've never been a fan of Rouge's voice in the 2000s after Sonic Heroes. I've never been a fan of that voice. I mean, unpopular opinion, I guess, because she's really loved, but I've never been a fan of that voice. And don't even get me started on Karen. Oh my gosh, she's horrible. Not only as the voice of Rouge, but as a human being. Fuck that. No, I don't like Rouge's voice, and I actually do like her voice in Sonic Prime. I feel like her voice in Sonic Prime was pretty good. But yeah, I'm still inclined to agree that from Sonic Adventure 2 to Sonic Heroes, that was her best voice. It's such a shame that after Sonic Heroes, her voice take a huge nosedive, and like, oh well, what can you do? If it wasn't because she sounded way too old, like she sounded like she was in her 30s or 40s. Nah, I would say like 30s, but like she sounded way too deep to be Rouge. And then in Sonic, and then games like Sonic Dream Team, she sounds like whatever, I'm Rouge the Bad. That's a horrible voice. I don't like she sounds way too young. Like at this point, that's not even Rouge. Actually, to be fair, another tangent here. Rouge has been done really dirty by Sega in the last couple of years. To her voice, her design being taken away. I'm sorry. I don't know how to say this without sounding like a gooner, but Rouge has been done dirty by Sega at this point. She's just not Rouge anymore. So yeah, I'm inclined to agree with this take. The voices for Sonic Adventure 2 and Heroes, I 100% agree that's her best voice. And as time passes and you change her voice, you also take away her personality and you also take away everything, and that's such a shame. At least IDW is doing her pretty decent, I guess. I like the Wisp more than I like the Chow. Am I a terrible person for saying I like the Wisps more? Look, the Chow were cool for like one game, and that's Sonic Adventure. The game where they transform into chaos. That's about it. Because the Chow are just a mascot, and I don't know, I never liked the Chow. Aside from Cheese, and maybe Omochao. Why am I saying Omochao? I kind of hate Omochao, what am I talking about? But like, yeah, I don't like the Chow that much. The Wisp, they're overused. Like, holy shit, they're overused to hell. But at the very least, they add something. They add things to gameplay. The Chows, what do? They don't do nothing. They're just mascots and pets and that crap that doesn't really matter. At least the Wisp adds something to the gameplay and to the story, kind of. Well, they were only important for one story, and that was Sonic Colors. But you know what I mean. Yeah, I kind of agree here. Blaze shouldn't have become a recurring character and should have instead stuck to the Rush games, instead of appearing once more in Sonic 06. I 100% agree with this take. I love Blaze. For the longest time, she was my favorite Sonic character. Maybe still is, I don't know. But man, they're doing her so dirty by making her reappear over and over again. And I blame Sonic 06 for all of this. Because the Sonic Rush games, they're really good games. She's greatly written in those games. From Sonic 06, you know, we're making her super psychic. I don't know, they kind of ruined her for a bit, and it's such a shame. It's really a shame. I agree with this take. She should have not appeared in more games after this. Maybe spin-offs like Sonic Racing, but other than that, nothing else. Shadow should have a gun again. Silver should be the main character for at least one game. Amy's character right now is great. Archie comics were kind of bad after a certain point. Shadow is peak. Oh my god, these aren't even hot takes. Okay, aside from Shadow having a gun, no, Shadow should not have a gun again. It's like having Batman having a gun. It's so stupid. Like, Shadow's... it's just hype moments in aura. But to be fair, Sonic fans only care about hype moments in aura. They don't care about gameplay. Silver should be the main character for at least one game. He's already the main character of one game. It's called Sonic 06, and that game is piece of shit. Also, he's a main character in Sonic Rivals 2, I think. So, he's the main character in 2 games. And both of those games aren't even that good. Amy's character right now is great. No, it is not. I already went in a tangent on why Amy's character is not that good. Man, it's a good thing I talked about it, so I didn't have to spend that much time in this take. Archie comics were kind of bad after a certain point. Archie Sonics weren't great. The comics weren't that great, but they had some good stories. It's such a shame that most Sonic fans don't read the comics because they have some really good stories in there. It's such a shame that some of the stories are pretty bad, and the art style for majority of the comic run is pretty bad. And Shadow is Peak, that's not even a hot take. Get out of here. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is better than Sonic... Wait. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog is better than Sonic Sat AM. Yes! 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 The best Sonic show of all time. Why? Grounder. Epic character. Okay, but for real though, Sonic Sat AM, I kind of grew up on it. Not really. I more grew up with Sonic X, and nowadays I don't like Sonic X because it's really bad. But Sonic Sat AM is kind of an interesting show to talk about. It's the only show with the Freedom Fighters. It's kind of weird, but hey, I find it kind of a fun show. Some people might find it boring, and that's fine. I don't really care that much. But Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, it is so much better than Sonic Sat AM. I swear, if it wasn't for Sonic Boom, this would be the best Sonic show. And it's not even funny, because at least this is stupid and entertaining and actually funny. Sonic Says alone clears all of Sonic Sat AM. I'm so sorry. The peel out and CD spin dash is better than the base spin dash. Oh yeah, that's why the super peel out is in more than 2 games, right? No, it's only in 2 games. Sonic CD and Sonic Mania. The super peel out is... I actually like the super peel out, but I don't have much reason to use it in the games that... in the Sonic CD ports that they do nowadays, because why would I use it when I have the spin dash and you still can get hit while using the super peel out? Sure, it looks cool animation-wise, but come on, man, you can't beat the classics. The spin dash clears. Also, the CD spin dash better than the base spin dash? Are you crazy? That spin dash sucks. If we're talking the original spin dash, the original spin dash from Sonic CD sucks. But it makes sense why it sucks, because it's technically, even though Sonic CD came out after Sonic 2, it is technically the first time Sonic uses the spin dash, chronologically speaking. So, no, I don't agree with this take. Wrong. The rest of the medals should come back in modern Sonic. Metal Tails, Metal Knuckles, Metal Amy. Also, Metal Tails is superior to Tails Doll. I mean, Tails Doll isn't even a character he's not much of a character. I mean, he appears in a couple of games, right? I think it was Sonic. He actually appeared recently in Sonic Superstars, now that I actually remember. That's actually pretty cool. I'm glad that Sega at least acknowledges that the creepy ass doll is a thing, and I don't know. I don't really care that much for Tails doll. But yeah, it's Halloween season. I should play Sonic R. Shadow gets glazed so much to the point it's genuinely annoying. Look, as someone whose favorite character right now is Shadow the Hedgehog, I gotta agree. Shadow is an amazing character. But oh my god, Jesus Christ, Sega, come on, give us something new. I know that Shadow is like the second most popular character in the whole franchise. You could probably make the argument that he's more popular than Sonic. But yeah, I'm intended to agree that Shadow gets glazed way too much in this fandom. But there's a reason for that, and that's because he's just that damn good. I mean, for the most part, I mean, we don't talk about Shadow the Hedgehog or the IDW comics or Sonic Boom. Sonic CD is the best of the classic games. Fight me. I see this take every time that I make a hot take video. And I always say it's not, but recently I've actually liked CD more and more the more I play, you know? And the more I play Sonic the Hedgehog 1, the least I like it, and the more I'm inclined to saying it's the worst of the original games. Oh man, Sonic CD. No, it's not the best. But hey, it has been growing a lot on me. So now I consider it the 4th best in Classic Sonic, because I still feel like Sonic Mania and Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Knuckles and Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I feel like those 3 games are way better than fuck you. Sonic Forces isn't a bad game. Okay, yeah, it isn't perfect, but the music was awesome and it was fun to play as a different character. I do wish they'd done more with the whole no space thing though. No, Sonic Forces is a bad game. It's a game that is filled with many wasted opportunities, and I'm not talking about just the gameplay. I mean, story-wise, gameplay-wise, character-wise, they could have done so much more. And you know what's the weirdest thing? It also feels like the most complete game. It does feel like a complete game, which is weird because Sonic Forces feels like the most complete game, and it makes you wonder. This game, despite being a celebration of the 25th anniversary for the franchise, this is obviously a budget title. And that's the main reason why that's one of the main reasons why people dislike the game so much, me included. It's because they didn't even try with this. They didn't even try with Sonic Forces. And I'm tired of people pretending this isn't a bad game. It is a really bad game. For not only for what it could have been, but for what it is. So yeah, I don't agree with this take. Although I do agree, they should have done much more with no space. No space is such an interesting concept that I'm just baffled. Just goddamn, the more I think about it, the more I hate Sonic Forces. But like, oh man, no space was such an interesting concept that they just didn't do anything with it, and it's such a damn shame. This person gave me a lot of hot takes, so I'm only gonna read 2. And I'm only gonna read 2 that I actually found interesting. Colors is almost on par with Unleashed and Generations. Definitely one of my favorite Sonic games. Okay, it may be one of your favorite Sonic games, but it is nowhere near on par with Unleashed and Generations. Oh my god. First of all, the pacing for Unleashed and Generations. Yes, I'm starting with the pacing. The pacing for Unleashed and Generations, they're great. The pacing for Sonic Colors is horrible. They could have just, make one big stage. Instead, they made 6 stages. Instead of making 3 stages, combining 3 of the other stages, and boom, you have yourself a great pacing. But no, they decided to combine 3 stages and separate the stages into 6 parts, and that's so stupid. I never liked that. Second of all, it's nowhere near as fast as those games. And third of all, the boss fights for Unleashed and Generations, at least they're good. In this game, Colors, one of the worst collection of boss fights. One of the worst collection of boss fights in the entire series. Is it the worst? Probably not. I'd probably say Sonic Lost World or Sonic CD has the worst collection of bosses. Oh, whoa, wait. I almost forgot of Sonic Superstars. That game has the worst collection of bosses in the entire series. I apologize. Chao Garden, I almost say Chaos Garden. Chao Garden is insanely overrated. I think Chao are adorable, but I cannot at all get invested in this mode in Sonic Adventure 1 or 2. I genuinely believe the only reason anyone wants a game about the Chao Garden is because they had a lot of fun playing it as a kid, and now they have nostalgia over it. I actually agree with this take. I never liked the Chao Garden. I find it boring. And Sega, they have the chance to do the funniest thing ever. Bring back the Chao Garden, but make it a mobile game with microtransactions. That will make the fandom so angry, and I am here for it. So I agree with the Chao Garden being insanely overrated. This person gave me 8 hot takes. I'm gonna read only 2, the ones I find interesting. I'm gonna read 2. Sonic driving a car is cool, but absolutely stupid. Like, we have multiple Sonic car racing games and only 1 or 2 actual on-foot races for, the running character. Okay. You think that's stupid? Have you seen the Sonic franchise? It's a franchise where a blue talking hedgehog, Ron Spaz, transforms into a Super Saiyan by collecting 7 magical rocks, fights a giant man-egg guy with a mustache, and he fights not only that man, he fights gods. He has died and risen from the dead like he's Jesus. Have you seen this franchise? The franchise as a whole is stupid. And you gotta remember, Sonic, although he's really fast, he also likes to have fun. Let him have fun on the race, on cars and all that. Just let him have fun. It's the same reason why people are saying, wait, but why isn't Sonic beating everybody in a foot race in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games? I don't know. Maybe because he likes to have fun. But yeah, I don't agree with that take the second. Let's look for one more and move on to the next hot take. If Sega really wants the green cash, then they should introduce Mega Man into the canon timeline of Sonic. Well, look, I love Mega Man, but no. Most things in Force's story aren't an issue. Sandhill is a minigame in Sonic Adventure 1. So you're telling me that Ian Flynn wrote Sonic Forces? So it's still terribly written. Classic Sonic is from another dimension, the second dimension. Shut up! He's from the second dimension. Shut the fuck up! No, he's not. That's so stupid. I hate that I fell for that. I'm being rage baited right now, and I'm falling for it. Sonic being tortured wasn't in the original script. The translators slap it on. It's still bad. That still doesn't take away that it's bad. I'm falling for the rage bait. Oh my god. The other characters literally state Tails has lost it in the previous scene. What does that have to do with anything? No, the thing is that I'm going with the American script because that's the only language I can speak. Apparently, Spanish and English. I can't speak Japanese for shit. I know that in the original Japanese script they say that Tails got lost or something. But in the English translation, they were like, "Oh, Tails has lost it. He's lost his mind." A lot of mistranslations in the American version of Sonic and in the story of Sonic Forces. That still doesn't take away that the story itself is really, really bad. Even in the Japanese version. What? You're telling me that thing in Japan is bad too? How dare you? Are you even a Sonic fan? Man, I'm being really annoying. Sonic Lost World is a top 10 Sonic game. Gameplay is fun, it has nice aesthetic, I would have preferred another boost game, but this is fine as well. I already made a video on Sonic Lost World, and I feel like gameplay-wise, it's not that bad. But my main issue with Sonic Lost World, like I mentioned in that video, is that the game doesn't have an identity. Sonic Lost World has an identity crisis. It doesn't know what it wants to be. It doesn't know what to do. It's inconsistent as all hell, and I'm not talking about just the gameplay. I'm talking about level design, character design, but level design and story-wise. It's inconsistent as all hell, and it's one of the reasons why people don't like the game that much. It's because it doesn't have an identity, and that's the main issue with Sonic Lost World. The lack of identity really hurt the game. Shadow should have been able to save Maria. I mean, from a logic perspective. What? That makes no sense. Well, no! 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 You'd be taking away part of what makes Shadow such an amazing character, part of his redemption arc and all that. No! Why would you save Maria? Look, I like Maria, but like, come on. No. That's a terrible take. That's a terrible take. You'd be taking one of Shadow's defining things in his life, and it's from his character. No! Pretty occupied lately. But yeah, this will be the last take of the day. Sonic and the Secret Rings is a fantastic Sonic game. Okay, it allows for really exciting, streamlined obstacle course style gameplay. The steering from the Wii remote is so much more interesting to play than the Unleashed generation style quick step, which often ends up turning into 3-lane switching. Oh my god. Oh my god. It has a bunch of improvements to standard 3D Sonic gameplay, like getting rid of lives, only losing 20 rings per hit, and having a countdown marker to better anticipate homing attacks. I really wish they had this in later games. Okay, I can agree with the 20 rings per hit and you know, getting rid of lives. Otherwise, it wouldn't make Sonic and the Secret Rings an unplayable piece of shit. On top of that, it has really very customizable moveset, which includes a kind of proto drop dash that can be activated either by landing normally or by stomping. Okay, that's one good thing about it. It's such a shame that the whole moveset thing includes having better controls when the good controls should be in there from, you know, day one. It has an insanely overpowered boost, speed break, that has to be used tactfully because the screen blurs and steering becomes more difficult. I find this a lot more engaging than the regular boost button, which often ends up being pretty much a run button, a la Sonic Lost World. No! Oh god. I think people who aren't used to the controls don't remember how long it takes to get used to regular controls, and actually it's a pretty intuitive for a non-gamer. I will say that the catapult controls are rubbish though. Just rubbish. Also, the game is for short grindy if you want to get level 99 needed for 100% completion, and the level select music gets annoying fast. I already made a video on Sonic and the Secret Rings, and I can see your points for some things. Definitely can. But what were you thinking? Okay, no. I'm gonna read one more hot take, and it better be good, or else I am going to scream. Super fucking sucks and does not deserve his own game. I 100% agree with this take.